This foreign basketball player went from Civil War refugee to one of the NBA's premier sharpshooters, but whatever happened to Peja Stojakovic? Peja was born in the small city of Požega inside of Croatia. Peja's family was ethnically Serbian, so when Civil War broke out in Yugoslavia, Peja and his family fled their home and traveled to Belgrade as refugees. However, Peja's father stayed back to fight in the war for the ethnic Serbian family. This resulted in the family losing their home, their business, and all of their possessions. With Peja's father fighting in the war, it left Stojakovic with the responsibility to support his family. Despite being a teenager, Peja started playing pro basketball for Red Star Belgrade, a men's basketball club in Serbia, at just 15 years old. Yes, at just 15, Peja was already sharing the court with grown men. A year later, Peja's family would once again be on the move, as the now 16-year-old Peja would sign a 5-year deal with PAOK in the Greek league, considered the top league in Europe at the time. It was here where Peja truly began to garner attention as one of the best prospects on the international circuit. Peja averaged 20 points per game in his final 2 seasons with the club, and in 1996, Peja would be selected with the 14th overall pick to the Sacramento Kings. He spent the following 2 seasons being stashed overseas before being signed by the Kings before the 98-99 season. After spending his first 2 years primarily as a solid role player off the bench, Peja cracked the starting lineup in 2000. In his 3rd season, Peja would truly break out as one of the best sharpshooters in the entire NBA. He averaged 20 points per game, shooting 40% beyond the arc, en route to a 2nd place finish in the voting for the league's most improved player. Peja followed up his breakout season with back-to-back All-Star appearances in 2002 and 2003. Additionally, Peja would win the 3-point competition in both seasons. Peja followed this up with his 3rd consecutive All-Star appearance in the 2003-2004 season. In that season, he also led the NBA in free throw percentage, shooting 92.7% from the charity stripe. Following that season, Peja began being hampered by several injuries, and in the middle of the 05-06 season, he was traded to Indiana for Ron Artest. After a brief stint with the Pacers, Peja signed a 5-year deal with the Hornets, joining a core that included Chris Paul, David West, and Tyson Chandler. Peja was solid overall in New Orleans, while still functioning as one of the league's elite sharpshooters, but missed over 125 games in that 5-year span due to injuries. In 2010, the final season of Peja's contract, he was dealt to Toronto, but played just 2 games for them before being released. Peja would then sign with the Dallas Mavericks, his 3rd team that season. Immediately, Peja became an invaluable piece to a championship contender. While Peja averaged just 8.6 for Dallas that season, he played an instrumental role in the team's title run, scoring over 20 in several playoff games and helping Dallas secure their first NBA title ever. Following the 2011 championship, Peja would announce his departure from the NBA, citing his previous injuries as the reason behind his retirement. Peja would have his number retired by the Kings in 2014, and a year later would return to the organization as the director of player personnel and development. 3 years later, Peja would be promoted to the assistant GM role, but in August of 2020, Peja would step down from the position. But there's a good chance we'll see the name Stojakovic in the NBA very soon. Peja's son, Andrej, is a 4-star recruit in the class of 2023, and is currently committed to Stanford to continue his playing career.